Hey everybody, welcome back to another Baro video. We're here on Larunda on Mercury. Let's go check out what Baro's got this time around. Oh.
Hello, Golden Warrior.
Golden Warrior. Haha. So, let's start off with our cosmetics as we normally do. Kavat Sentinal Mask. Now, I don't use masks on my Sentinels very often. But to be honest, this actually isn't a terrible looking thing. I quite like the sort of design that's going on here, like the cat ears that are sort of going behind it. It's not bad looking at all. 500 ducats is kind of expensive on the ducat end though, and 200,000 credits as well. If you like it, I'd say go for it. I'm going to pick it up because I'm a bit of a collector, so I'm going to buy it anyway.
Like that. Come back next time I'm in the relay. I'll have something extra special for you.
Extra special, eh? So if you like it, I'd say pick it up. But if you're low on ducats, it's definitely something you could probably give a miss. We've also got the EOS Prime armor set. I love this armor set so much. It is a really, really good looking one. See all the Prisma effects going on here as well. It's also on the chest piece. You can't really see it on the spurs because they are only spurs and there's not too many. They're not that big, so you can't really see them. But I think it is a fantastic armor bundle. 285 ducats, 260,000 credits. It's not too expensive either for what is a decent set of armor, and you can definitely do some good things with your fashion frame with this. There's so much choice in terms of armor. I don't really use this one as much anymore, but there are still a couple of frames that I do have it on, and I do like it a lot. If you've picked up individual pieces from Baro before though, you can just not buy the set, and you could actually buy the individual piece that you're missing. So if you have maybe the chest piece and the shoulder plates but need the spurs, you can just buy those separately, which is a very nice way of doing it. We've also got the Nexus fur pattern. It's a pattern I actually use on a couple of my Kubros. I'm a big fan of it, to be honest. I think it's a very good looking thing. I like the sort of spirals that go around his eyes. It's one that I like a lot. 150 ducats isn't too expensive on the ducat front. 300,000 credits though is fairly expensive, but I'd say it's actually worth it if you like customizing your Kubro. We've also got the Sentinel wings. Now these wings I don't use ever. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't like the whole sort of diamond thing. I know it's Barracuteer's thing, but I'm not a fan of it myself. However, if you are 400 ducats, kind of expensive. 250,000 credits as well. If you like them, then go for them obviously, but they are kind of expensive, I'd say, for what they are. We've also got the Barracuteer glyph, which is something you can basically represent Baro in game if you want to. You can see my glyph is up the top there, in the corner there. So that would be this picture, and then if you use your glyph thing in game as well, you could actually put the glyph down in game and represent Baro. 80 ducats, 50,000 credits. It's really not very expensive if you wanted to do that. Moving on, we've got the Katir Solstice Sindana. Again, big Baro thing. All the diamonds are back once again. Honestly, for me, it's way too big and bulky. However, if you wanted a non-platinum paying Sindana, then 425 ducats, 200,000 credits, and you can get this one. Yeah, you can see it on screen now. I mean, I'm not a big fan of this personally, but if you do like it, then obviously go for it. We've also got a whole bunch of mods back this time again. We've got all of the impact mods. Now I'm going to say, don't buy these unless you can, if you can do the Eidolon Terrorless fight, whether you're capturing him or killing him, then don't pick these up. There's no point. You can see I've got 10, 12, 8, and 5. The Terrorless has a chance of dropping, they've got like 8 and a bit % chance of dropping each of these mods. So honestly, they can all be farmed. I just wouldn't recommend spending your ducats on them or your credits if you can just farm them normally. Honestly, you could probably pick them up in trade chat for way cheaper than you can pick them up here. So I would recommend giving these a miss. Obviously, they are here if you don't want to fight the Eidolon very often. They are here and they are available if you do want them. We've also got the Machete Wraith. The Machete Wraith is back once again, and since the change to the machetes, this new stance, this thing isn't terrible anymore. It's actually pretty decent. I've been playing with it a little bit recently, and it's definitely not the worst melee in the game anymore. Used to be by quite a big margin actually. But it's not anymore. So I would actually say it's worth picking this thing up. I don't remember if I've done a video on it recently. If I have, I'll put it in the description below. If not, I will do one in the next couple of days for it. However, it is available this time around, and honestly, I'm at 410 ducats, 250,000 credits. I'm going to recommend picking this thing up now. We've also, I think, finally, we've got the Corrupted Bombard Spectre. I like the Corrupted Bombard Spectre quite a bit. It's one that I use often on my sort of endurance-y runs, or endurance-style runs whenever I'm doing events. It's got the shield drone as well as the bombard, so it's very, very good. This thing, the bombard, especially if you make sure you scale it to the level of the mission, can be very, very tanky. The shield drone not only buffs the bombard, but will also buff your shield as well. It's very, very handy, very useful. I would say pick a whole bunch of these up. I'm going to be picking up more because I don't have any blueprints. I'm going to be picking up a whole bunch of these. In terms of the consoles this time around, he is on the Chronia Relay on Saturn. He's got a bunch of stuff to sell, as always. Starting once again with the cosmetics, we've got the Katir Solstice Sindana. It appears simultaneously on PC and console today. It's, as I said before, not one that I really like, but it's here if you want a Sindana without paying plat. 425 ducats is pretty hefty, but it's on here if you want it. As is the standard Katir Sindana, which is exactly the same as the Solstice one, except with a different pattern. Still the same design though, which I'm not fond of in terms of the actual shape, but it is, in fact, more expensive than the Solstice. 500 ducats and a huge 500,000 credits. If you want a Sindana, honestly, out of the two, I'd go for the Solstice, but this one is also available if you prefer this design. We also have a couple of cosmetics here for the Sentinel. Firstly is the Prisma Koi Sentinel tail, which is kind of cool looking. Don't really use tails that much on my Sentinels anymore. However, I did use this one for quite a while and I quite like it. 200 ducats, 200,000 credits will get you this if you're into your Sentinel fashion frame. The Prisma Jet wings though I use on my Carrier Prime, and honestly, a lot of my Sentinels. I like them a lot. 300 ducats is fairly pricey, however, I've got a lot of use out of these. They got the Prisma effects going down the side of the jets. I mean, I really like them. Huge fan of them. I would recommend getting these if you want to make your Sentinel look good. In addition to the Sentinel stuff, we've also got a couple of bits for our operators. First is the Katir Atomos mask, otherwise known as the Bane mask. It's pretty cool looking if you're looking for something a bit more menacing and you want a bit of a menacing look to your operator. 500 ducats, 400,000 credits. It is quite expensive though. It's something that I like quite a bit, and I guess if you like it then it's worth picking it up. I can't honestly say that I like the Atomos earpieces though, which make you look like Mercury, the Roman god. They are quite frankly a little bit weird for my liking, but then everyone's tastes are very different, so if you like them, they might be worth picking up for you. They're also 500 ducats, 400,000 credits, so they are expensive, but they are available if you want them. One thing I do like very much though are the Prisma Nabarus shoulder parts for your frame. I have the original Nabarus as well, but these are so much cooler. The Prisma effects going on all over the place, I would say that they are definitely worth the 220 ducats and 140,000 credits that you need to pick these up. Now onto mods, the Slash set has made a reappearance with 3 of these mods being in Baro's rotation. None of these mods are actually currently farmable in game right now, and while normally I wouldn't recommend picking them up because, well, they're situational at best. With the potential impact, puncture and slash changes coming at some point though, likely with the new frame, I would say it's worth picking it up ready for that, since it would be bad to not have them and then find out that they're actually super useful under that rework. They are expensive though, 375 ducats, 150,000 credits each, but honestly I would say it's worth grabbing because you don't know when they're going to come around again. Same thing with Prime T to charge. It's back once again and is without a doubt a must pick up, must max. The damage increase it gives is fantastic and really is worth the endo, plus the 350 ducats and 175,000 credits that you need to buy it. And then finally we got the 2 weapons that are available, the Prisma Dual Cleavers and the Prisma Gorgon. The Prisma Dual Cleavers are an incredible pair of dual swords, especially with the introduction of Carving Mantis, the new stance, and it's by far the best of the sword stances. They are fantastic, can be built by both crit and status. You've got Blood Rush and Condition Overload going on there. They perform extremely well. These are a must buy. They aren't cheap though, 490 ducats, 200,000 credits, but realistically and honestly, you cannot go wrong with these. And honestly, Neither can you go wrong with a Prisma Gorgon either. I'm a big fan of the Prisma Gorgon. It's a fun weapon, it's not incredible, but it is solid, and you can get some really good ribbons for it, because it's got such a good disposition. It's not cheap though, 600 ducats and 50,000 credits makes it quite expensive on the ducat side, but honestly, even if you only want it for mastery, it is worth picking up while it's here. So thank you all so much for watching the Baro video today. I hope you're enjoying these new style videos with the console as well as the PC. I'm going to have videos for a whole bunch of new weapons and bits and pieces coming over the next week. But for now, many thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.